Number 2, Caden Smith. Number 3, Mitchell Leckler. Number 13, Ian Hoos. Number 14, Owen Stevens. And number 23, Watson File. Now introducing the starting lineup for your one Black Knights. The Black Knights are coached by Coach Joel Maddox. Number 1, Vinny McNano. Number 10, Jack Tavani. Number 12, Will Schroeder. Number 15, Jack Wheaton. And number 25, Connor Barnes. Officials for tonight's game, Mr. Dave Kitchberry and Mr. Kyle Thompson.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Happy New Year. Our first
New Year.
broadcast of 2022. It is Coach Clark along with Coach Johnson, live from Tawana Gymnasium for tonight's NTL Large School matchup between the host Tawana Black Knights and the visiting Hornets out of Wellsboro. Coach Johnson and I went on a little trip this last weekend, so we were unable to bring that action, but we missed an exciting one as Tawana did lose a heartbreaker to North Penn Mansfield, but they were able to bounce back in a win against Williamson.
Yeah, it was good to get the Black Knights kind of on track a little bit. They've kind of had some ups and downs, and a little bit more downs than ups, but it was good to see them get on track with a big win in Williamson after a couple tough losses.
Very unofficially, but right now we have Tawana in at 3-9 on the season. Their 3 wins thus far were against Northeast Bradford, Sayre, and the Valley Christmas Tournament, and they just knocked off Williamson on Saturday. A really quick rundown of what we're going to see tonight with the visiting Hornets out of Wellsboro, and then I'm going to turn over to Coach Johnson for some quick keys of the game. Wellsboro comes in with a 7-1 record. They are the defending champions and currently sitting, I believe, either tied or in solo first place. They may be tied. Right now, so far, they've defeated Montoursville, a very good AAA team, 54-42. Canton, 59-45. North Penn Liberty by 20. Kowaleski Valley by 30. Beat a very good Northern Schuylkill team, 70-55, before losing their one and only game of the year to Troy. But that was a big one, 73-52. But then bounced back with 2 more big games, which seems like a really hard schedule. They then beat North Penn Mansfield 57-49 and smoked Athens in their last game last week, 62-49. Coach, do you have just real? I mean, we know who a couple of the stars we've seen a few years now, like Connor Adams and Liam Manning. But obviously you coaching against them for so long, you want to kind of break down the Hornets and what we're expecting to see in your keys to the game.
Yeah, I mean, typically Coach Adams for the Wellsboro Hornets is going to, throw some defense at you, but, it's pretty consistent. You're going to see some man-to-man defensively, maybe a 1-3-1, some pressure. He kind of keeps you off balance a little bit. And I think for the Hornets tonight to get a win here in Towanda, I think they're going to need to control tempo, kind of play their style of game. And usually when the Hornets are playing their style and at their pace, they're very tough to beat. I mean, as you said in their schedule, they can play with just about anybody. I also think if they come in here and dominate the boards and dominate the painted area, especially with Liam Manning, number 14, who you'll see, the Black Knights are going to have a rough go at it. If the Black Knights can get them to shoot some outside shots and the Hornets are off a little bit tonight, I think this game could be very, very interesting.
Tawana kept it close against Troy a couple nights ago, and they lost by 10, and they were actually beating Athens going into the fourth quarter, down by 2 or something like that, but then they ended up losing it. But, yeah, like you said, a team that's been playing tough the last couple of games against a hard schedule. Yeah, and I think for Towanda tonight, I think they have to shoot it well. You're going to see some different defenses from the Hornets most likely. One of those things could be a zone for a little while and switch into man-to-man, but you have to be able to shoot it well and not just rely on the three-pointer. As we've seen, we haven't seen the Black Knights in person in a while, but one of the things that, we struggled with for a little while was just shooting that three-pointer and relying so much on that. One of the other things is match the physicality. The Hornets are going to want to dominate the paint, dominate the glass, and you have to be able to match that, or at least not lose it, that plus-minus in the rebounding category, by a lot. Steal some possessions, get some turnovers, take away some possessions from the Hornets tonight, I think is going to be another key. And this is a game for Towanda where I think you get, again, a team like a Troy, Athens, and now a Wellsboro where you're kind of showing yourself, can we play with some of the top dogs in the NTL? That's a question that the Black Knights will hopefully be able to answer tonight. 3 things of note I'll mention really quick before we go to the national anthem in the alma mater. First of all, I don't think that Darren Callahan gets the credit he deserves as a defender. He's possibly one of the best defenders in the NTL. We'll get to see him tonight, probably locked up against one of the Black Knights' better players. Injury report for you. If you have not been following along with Towanda, Logan Lambert is a no-go tonight. He's currently on crutches. It's an ankle injury for Logan, so we wish him well. Hope he can get back and line up soon. And I see Towanda sporting more of like a grayish style shorts tonight with a white top.
Yeah, well, I think that is their normal bottoms.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's just got like the fade going up.
Maybe I'm thrown off with Elias Schroeder's undershirt, but he looks like he has more like white and then a grayish tint at the bottom.
Could be just dirty. Maybe they forgot the laundry.
Maybe. All right, so we're going to take it now to the alma mater and the national anthem. We'll be back for the introductions of the players. Again, the Black Knights, the Hornets, coming up.
Between the Wellsboro Hornets and your Towanda Black Knights. The Northern Tier League promotes good sportsmanship by all student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Fans are expected to abide by all school policies, including the school dress code. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other inappropriate actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, team representatives, or other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for dismissal from this site of competition. Violations of the NTL Code of Conduct may result in suspension from other NTL contests. We appreciate your cooperation and interest in our athletic programs and these fine student athletes. The game manager for this event, Ms. Caitlin Dorner. A reminder, there's no smoking permitted anywhere on the Towanda School District campus. We ask now that you stand, remove your hats as we honor our great nation and community with the playing of our national anthem. Following the anthem, please remain standing for the Towanda alma mater.
All right, we are back live here from Towanda as both teams are going to be introduced to start off this NTL Large School battle. First of all, let me run down the starting lineup for the Hornets out of Wellsboro. Starting off is number 4, Peyton McClure. Number 5, the very shifty Connor Adams. Number 31, Hayes Campbell. Number 14, their star, Liam Manning. And I believe their 5th is number 22, yes, Darren Callahan. So again, the Hornets come in at 7-1, NTL Large School defending champions, and were they were 2nd last year, weren't they? Did Troy win last year?
I want to see. Didn't Wellsboro pull it off at the end?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But they're good. They're 7-1. Go ahead, Coach. Take away our home Black Knights.
All right, for the Black Knights tonight, we have number 3, Dante Ottaviani. Number 4, Elias Schroeder. Number 22, Mason Hartman. Number 23, Tegan Irish. And number 44, Justin Schoonover.
Hey, let's give a quick shout-out to Dante Ottaviani.
I was going to mention it. How well he's been playing, and I think that's a big, big part of some of the Black Knights' more success lately. Even just being in some good games with some really good teams is the play of Dante Ottaviani. 29
points in their loss against Athens. Shot the lights out of the ball. So, yeah, like you said, if Scooney can stay out of trouble, we can have a good game out of Dante shooting the basketball, and you never know. And all I'm going to say, I'm not jinxing anything. All I'm going to say, Wellsboro, snow day yesterday, coming off a real long weekend, long drive over, trap game.
Yeah.
Towanda played well. Towanda played well at home, almost knocked off North Penn Mansfield.
Yep.
we've seen it happen. So let's see if our Black Knights can stick here with the Wellsboro Hornets.
I think a big key is going to be the start of this first quarter. I think you're really going to kind of see if the Hornets kind of came ready to play or warmed up. If any of that stuff that you're talking about is going to play a factor, I think we'll know early on.
Towanda also coming off a win. They won on Saturday against Williamson in convincing fashion. So you have a little bit of confidence. You're home. They had school the last couple days. Let's see. It's going to be Hartman against number 14 Manning here for the tip-off, and we are underway live from Towanda, kind of, as it's Connor Adams who gets the tip and puts it right in. 2-0 Wellsboro off the start.
Yeah, that's a tough break there. Kind of an odd jump for everybody. Both Manning and Hartman kind of missed the tip, but a really nice kind of second tip from Manning to Adams for the layup.
Might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Connor Adams was hurt during football season a little bit. I don't know what it was, and I might be wrong on that, but good to see him out there. He looks like he's full tilt. There's a turnover on the Knights as Hartman touches the end line. Wellsboro to inbound.
The pressure here from the Knights.
Pass
good recovery.
Yeah, pass inside, but Campbell was taken away, and nice save there by Ani Avani into the hands of Schroeder.
Yeah, two really nice plays there by Dante, getting his hands to tip that one away and then finishing off the steal with a good hustle out of bounds. Moving screen.
That's 2 mistakes in a row on Hartman, as this time it's his moving screen. Wellsboro comes out in a man-to-man defense. And a little bit too overzealous was 22 Hartman with the screen. So the other way here is the second possession for the Hornets. It's Adams with the basketball. Towanda looks like they're sitting in a 2-3.
A little man-to-man from the Black Knights. I like this matchup with Adams and Dante. Nice take there by Adams. Just missed it with the left hand.
Other way comes Schoonover off of the rebound. 2-0 early here. 6:53 to go first quarter. Here's Irish who gives it off to Schroeder. Schroeder is going to go one-on-one against the shorter Adams, and he buries it from the foul line, making this thing 2-2. I think Adams might have Schroeder athletically, but definitely not size-wise. Nice steal by Irish, but his entry pass with Schroeder's just long. It's going to be a turnover back to the Hornets.
Yeah, good stuff. Early on here, the guards of the Black Knights are giving Adams and the guards of the Hornets a little bit of trouble here.
McClure was a starter last year. Adams was a starter last year. Manning was a starter last year. And Callahan was too. Steal there from Irish. It's 2 more points for Towanda as they take their first lead in this one. So this is a veteran Wellsboro team. Towanda playing tough here to start.
Yeah, a little sloppy, like you said. It could be a little bit of the bus ride, but the Hornets are having some trouble with 3 early turnovers so far.
They may not have played basketball for 3 days. Inside, that was Manning. Makes it 4-4. Stolen the other direction. That's number 22, Callahan. I told you how good he was defensively. Takes inside shot, no good. Offensive board by Callahan. He puts it up and good. Coach Henry needs to take a quick break, and that'll take us a 30-second timeout. It is 6-4 after that skirmish. Wellsboro on top, 5:54 to go, first quarter. Hornets with a couple of quick steals have taken the lead back over Towanda 6-4. And Coach Henry just calmed his guys down with a quick timeout to talk things over. Wellsboro backs off, and they'll be brought up the court by Schroeder.
Nice back door.
So good. Yep. But mishandled by Ani Avani. There will be a travel back to, could have called that travel or double dribble, I think. Towanda's had a lot of success with that back door this year in that right corner. McClure tries to dribble out of traffic. He actually does. He gives it over to Adams, but he travels on the pump fakes. Gives it right back to Towanda.
Really sloppy start. The first 2.5 minutes here, 8 turnovers combined.
This doesn't look like a 7-1 team that beat Montoursville, and North Schuylkill, and
nice pass.
Another backdoor cut. That was a beaut. That was Irish for 2. Ties it back up 6-6. Here's Manning, gets his pocket picked by Adiavani, but it goes out of bounds. Good hustle there for number 3. Are you surprised Tawana's a man-to-man?
No,
What's Wellsboro?
I think it's something that they've been doing all year. I think that's something that they've committed to.
Kind of their identity.
Yeah, and I think that's. I think when you have the capabilities of an Irish with his length and Dante Adiavani with his hustle, I think it fits them pretty well.
Pass inside there to number 5. That's Adams. He gets the shooter's roll for 2. Makes it 8-6. Good dish there from Hayes Campbell. Back the other way is Schroeder. Kind of shakes Adams and buries it over top of him to make it 8-8. So Schroeder 2 for 2 to start this one with 4 points.
And those are not easy shots.
No.
You know, he's stopping on a dime and little step backs and knocking some 15 to 18-foot jump shots up. Those are not easy shots.
Elias looks good thus far. Here's Adams setting up his offense. He gives it inside. Going to be stolen away, but tucking back by Manning. Manning back out to Adams. McClure with the basketball. He had a good game last year. I remember McClure, number 4, had a lot of threes. Good shooter.
A little stagnant here from the Hornets offensively. Not a lot of movement. I know they're looking for Liam Manning inside a lot, but a lot of kind of standing around, just passing around the the wings, and that kind of plays right into Tawana's favor here.
Kind of shorten the game a little. Manning's able to get inside this time, but it misses the layup, rebounded by Hartman. So a good defensive stand for the Knights. Here they come on offense. Adiavani's first 3 of the ball game goes. That's a good sign for Tawanda as the senior knocks down his patented 3 from the left side. Wellsboro might have thrown it away. They have, taken by Hartman. Hartman up to Schroeder. Schroeder one-on-one on Adams, and Adams picks his pocket but draws the foul.
Black Knights just seem to be a little bit more energized.
They want to. It doesn't look like Wellsboro wants to be here.
Yeah.
Again, this might be a little bit of overlooking an opponent from Wellsboro's perspective, but like we said, it could have been the weather, or it could have been the delays of school and the weather, but you're right. Tawana's playing with energy. Nothing from Wellsboro, nothing from their bench thus far. First substitution is going to, Hayes is going to come out for number 2. That's Manning. All right, here we go. It's our second one of the year. Do you think Drew and Liam Manning are brothers or cousins?
Gotta be brothers, right?
All right. Just, that's my guess too. Both free throws go for Schroeder. 13-8, a 5-point lead here early for the underdog Black Knights here at home against Wellsboro. Manning to Callahan. There's McClure. First three's no good. Rebounded by Schroeder. Schroeder was a 3-on-2. He's going to try to stick it inside, but he not able to do so.
What a shot.
Man. Connor Adams returns the favor with a 2 from the foul line of his own, and I believe it was that Coach
Adams.
Coach Adams took the 30-second timeout. 13-10, 30 seconds to go. First quarter, Tawana with the lead. All right, so Tawana will have the basketball and a 3-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
We're going to see our very first defensive change here from the Hornets. A little 1-3-1. Change it up against the Black Knights here.
Also, Flynn has checked into the game, number 5 for Tawanda. And he is going to promptly shoot a corner 3. 3 long, no good, rebounded by Drew Manning. Here's Connor Adams, the point guard with the basketball, tries to go by Aniavani. Tough shot over him, and he throws nothing but air. Going to be an air ball out of bounds to Tawanda. Schoonover came out on that last substitution, by the way, for Flynn. 2:48, 3-point lead for the Knights. Here's Flynn with the basketball to Aniavani. That's a tough shot. Bang. That's a tough, with a man right in his face. Aniavani drills another 3. 16-10 lead now. 6-point lead, the largest for the Knights.
That is a confident shooter right now.
Yes. Other way, Manning's shot was no good. Rebounded in by Manning. I'm sorry. Callahan's shot was no good. Rebounded by Manning. 16-12. Here's Flynn. Gives it off to Hartman. That is also a very confident shooter right now, as Elias Schroeder is lighting it up early. 19-12, a 7-point lead for the Knights. Manning, tough inside shot, no good. Good defense by Hartman. Here's Schroeder with the rebound coming up. Oh, man, no way, right?
Heat check.
Elias Schroeder is single-handed. Man, have a game, Mr. Schroeder. How many is that, 9 already for him?
11.
11 points. And the other way, the star of Wellsboro, Manning, throws it away. I think Tawanda's in Wellsboro's heads right now. 21-12, a 9-point lead, a minute 44 to go first quarter. Who would have thought we'd see this?
Lights out shooting. You know, I mentioned it pregame that they had to shoot it well, but they're lights out right now. They're not just shooting it well.
We're on pace for 84 right now with a minute and a half to go still. Flynn with the basketball. Gets it into Hartman. He goes one-on-one with Manning. There's a move around him. Oh, man. No way, right? Adiavani shot just short, but a nice board by Irish, and he puts it in again. Tawanda continues to shoot well. Other way, left Manning alone. He goes off the glass and in. Good pass by Adams. Very fast-paced first quarter. 23-14, a 9-point lead for Tawanda right now. Good try there with a tip-in attempt by Irish. Tawanda's a bucket away from being on pace for a hundo.
That's one of those turnover there by Manning. That's one of those Teague and Irish of being a young player. That's one you come down with. Maybe see if you can get a post up on a smaller defender. But that was kind of a iffy alley-oop attempt a little bit.
Cameron Brock comes into the game, number 54 for Wellsboro. And we also had another sub.
Octavius Chacona came in.
For the Black Knights,
yep.
And there was another one for Wellsboro. Yeah, Campbell came back in, 31. So Irish takes control of the basketball here. 39 seconds first quarter, goes all the way to the rim. Puts it in, a little bit of a taunt as well from Irish there. You love to see the confidence from the sophomore. 25-14 is the lead now. Good dish inside. Right off the bench is Cameron Broad in for 2. Cuts it back to 9. There's a lot of scoring.
Yes, it is.
This is a fast-paced first quarter. Here's Schroeder one-on-one with Adams, goes by him and gets hand-checked. I'm going to rescind my statement by saying Connor Adams was more athletic than Schroeder.
I think some of it's just the length of Schroeder, too, is he's kind of beating him off the dribble a little bit. Just, he must have 4, 5, 6 inches on Connor Adams height-wise. So.
Yeah. Here is Schroeder, another. My God. Tawanda cannot miss. Long 3 attempt was actually pretty close by Adams, but no good. Tawanda has put in 27 first quarter points, and they're going to lead at the end of one, 27-16. We'll be back with the second quarter of action here in just a moment. Tell you what, 27 points in one quarter is more than we've seen the Black Knights score in a half on a couple games.
Quite a few. I mean, and it's come from 3 guys. Teagan Irish with 8, Elias Schroeder with 13, and Dante Ottaviani with 6. And, if you're the Hornets right now, you just got to hope that they cool off a little because, you're only down 9.
I mean, 16 points in a quarter is
not
bad.
At all. So that's a positive thing.
But you're down 11.
Yep, little switch of defense here, just trying to change the tempo. A 2-3 from the Hornets.
And this is almost what I thought Wellsboro would come out in against Tawanda, but And there's a turnover there as Schoonover's unable to get that entry pass taken by Manning. So here comes Adams the other direction. Passing back and forth between teammates here for the Hornets. It's Callahan. It's the original starting 5 for Wellsboro. McClure passes it back to Campbell. Over to Callahan. His shot long, no good. Board there by Callahan. He shoots another one from inside the arc. That one goes. Long deuce. Makes it 27-18. Minute into the second quarter of action. Tawana holds a 9-point lead. Again,
Tawana worked pretty hard on that defensive possession, too, and to kind of give up just kind of an odd shot there and then combine it with a turnover there. Not two great possessions there coming out in the second quarter.
I think Coach Henry saw that as well, as he's going to bring Irish back in for Flynn. So the original 5 are now in for 4 of the original 5 are in for the Knights, with Chacona, number 13, the senior. Adams down the court. Over to Campbell, over to Callahan, to McClure. Here's Manning inside, and they're going to get him another try. I think it's 3 travels already on Liam Manning.
Yeah, was that number 31, though, that got called for that one, Campbell?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I believe
missed,
so.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay. I missed numbers underneath there. I had that side view.
Yeah, but you're right about, Manning's been called for at least 2 of those driving to the rim, too, so.
Good steal, good hands there by McClure, as he's going to be fouled, though. Trying to pass the ball up the court. McClure will almost lull you to sleep at times, it seems like. Good athlete, not the biggest kid in the world, but works hard. Hartman comes back in for Chacona. That foul, by the way, was on Ani Avani, his first, team second. Also 2 fouls on Wellsboro.
Little double down there from Dante Ottaviani on when Manning caught the ball.
Callahan not afraid to shoot. His deuce no good. Tip out attempt no good.
It's got to be white ball.
Yeah, it's clearly tipped off of Manning. So it is White's ball. Adams kind of tripped over the feet of Ani. They're going for that one. Tawana yet to score here in the second quarter after scoring 27 in the first. We're 2 minutes into this quarter.
You got to remember, too, a minute and a half, 2 minutes into that first quarter, it was sloppy, 3, 4 turnovers from each team, and then Tawana kind of just took off after that.
Skip pass there to Irish. He gives it to Schoonover down low. Schoonover did touch the end line, and it will be out of bounds back to Wellsboro. So a couple turnovers to start off with here for Tawanda. Adams brings the ball back down the court. Gives it to Callahan. Callahan to McClure, who gives it over to Campbell. Campbell to Adams. Adams ball fake. McClure into Campbell. What do we have there?
A foul on Schoonover, 2 hands.
Coming in a little bit aggressive in the back. I think that's only the first foul on Schoonover, team 3rd.
The officials will look for that. Defensively they might give you the 1 hand on somebody, but as soon as you put 2 on them, usually in the high school game, they're gonna nail you with a foul there.
Inbounds to Manning. Here's Adams. Adams is unable, besides the beginning of the first minute or so, he's been unable to really to get in the paint very easily.
Nice take.
Campbell does get in the paint, though, on the hook, and is in for 2 off the board. Makes it 27-20. So Wellsboro's chipped into this to make it back down to a 7-point game. That's a great pass in by Irish. Schoonover's on the board, puts in 2.
Little reverse.
29-20 Knights. 4:49 to go in the first half. It's been obviously a very fast-paced game thus far. Manning traveled again, but he got away with it. And he, in fact, will be fouled on the shot attempt and will go to the line and shoot, too.
Yeah, very surprised that he got away with that one, because
you could hear that
a
shuffling.
lot like those first couple that he got nailed for, but must have just got it in time, or the officials aren't perfect. They miss sometimes.
Not us. We get them all. First shot from Manning is up, and it is good. Substitution here for the Knights, as that's going to be number 10.
I don't have him.
I don't either.
It's a Tavani. I know that.
Yes.
But I don't have him.
Jack Tavani? Jack Tavani. Okay, we have Jack Tavani, number 10.
On my list here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. He was on our roster to start this, but he is into the ball game. Free throw, second free throw from Manning is also good. 29-22, 4:37 to go. And again, that is Jack Tavani, number 10, and for the Knights, he has the basketball right now.
Got to have a good possession here for the Black Knights. Kind of stalled a little bit the first 4 minutes. Doesn't have to go in, just got to have a good possession.
Yeah, Tavani's entry pass was kicked, so the Knights will keep it here under their own hoop. Right now in for Tawana, it's Aniavani, it's Irish, it is Schroeder, it's Hartman, and it is Tavani. And it is the original 5 starters still in for the Hornets. Hartman trying to work down low, gets it out to Schroeder. Why not shoot another one? This one doesn't hit anything, though. Tavani saves it into the waiting hands of number 2. That's Drew Manning. Here's Campbell. Campbell gives it to Adams, who's really trying to get inside to Manning.
What a move.
Yeah. Number 14, Liam Manning's shot is good. Just like that, Wellsboro's cut this thing down to 5 now with 3:55 to go in the first half.
Wellsboro starting to find a little bit of pace and tempo offensively, especially getting it inside.
Irish's 3 hits nothing. Rebounded there from Liam Manning. And here comes, Wellsboro seemed like slow down a little bit.
Yep.
They didn't really press and rush as much, and that is going to be an offensive foul. Good take there from number 23, Irish. He gets Campbell out of control.
Yeah, and that's really the first kind of tough possession offensively for the Hornets. You know, they were a little stagnant, but they've been doing a good job getting into the paint with Liam Manning. You could see him kind of hunched over, catching his breath and stuff, but he's starting to dominate the paint, and the Black Knights are losing this turnover battle in the second quarter about 4-1. So, you know, combining those two things, you know, those are keys to the game for Wellsboro tonight.
Tawana's not exactly shooting well in the second quarter, but they only have 2 points, so Wellsboro's locked down the defense as well. Just on cue, there we go, a 3-on-1 now. It's Adams, Manning, and number 22, Callahan, who takes it to the hoop, and he is good. And it's just a one-possession game just like that, 29-26 now in favor of Tawanda. Flynn, by the way, is into the game on that last break of action, number 5. He replaced Aniavani.
Wouldn't be surprised here if the Black Knights don't score here. Good look from Hartman.
Not a lot of shooting on the floor right now for the Knights besides Schroeder. He is blocked there by number 2, Drew Manning. And back the other way come the Hornets. Number 14.
This goes in. It might be a timeout here.
Manning shot long. Good rebound there by Jack Tavani. He gives it off to Schroeder. Here's Irish. Tries to dribble in. Gets it out to Flynn. Flynn, shot up and good. Nice floating shot there from Flynn. Puts it back to 5, 31-26.
With a little touch.
It's a hard shot.
Very difficult, especially when you have Liam Manning, who's at least 8 inches taller.
Right.
Well, maybe not that big.
He's got the length, too, yeah. So here is Callahan with the basketball, letting his offense set up. Manning now at the top of the key. Gives it back to Callahan, and it'll be the point guard, Adams. Manning really working down low, trying to get possession, but that's almost taken away by Flynn, and Manning can't control it, and he actually does cause a turnover back to Tawanda. Okay, for Wellsboro, number 4, Peyton McClure back in the game. Number 54, Cameron Brott. And then for Tawanda, I believe that is Little Schroeder. Willie Schroeder comes in, number 10, the freshman. Or number 12, I should say. Irish just jacks up a 3, no good. Rebounded by Callahan. Callahan's one of those kids that won't score a lot of points. Not that he won't score anything, but he gets the dirty stuff. He gets the rebounds. He plays really good defense.
Not a bad ball handler. A pretty good passer. Yeah, he does do it all.
And as soon as I say he's not a scorer, he scores. Second one from that same exact spot there for number 22, Callahan. Back to a one-possession game, 31-28.
That is his 8th point of the half, too.
Schroeder pump fake shot, though, long, no good. Hits nothing. Rebounded by Brott. Gives it to Adams. So a chance here for Wellsboro to go down 1 or tie this thing up on this possession as we have about a minute left in the first half. Tawanda, only 4 points in the second quarter. Wellsboro's kind of clamped down after the hot start from the home team.
Yeah, it's really been a story of some turnovers. in the second quarter.
Braw absolutely missiles that thing off the backboard, but it goes in. And it's 31-30 now. Coach Henry has Schroeder to sit and hang out, and he's going to look for the last shot. Now McClure will go meet him to put some pressure on him. 33 seconds to go in the half, and Towanda is going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full one from Coach Henry. Again, 31-30, 32 seconds to go, first half. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. All right, we're back here for about the final 30 seconds of the first half. Seen a bit of a reversal here in the second quarter. Towanda came out to a hot shooting first. Cooled off a bit here in the second quarter, and Wellsboro started, like you said, to calm down and run their typical offense, and that has changed the game into just a one-point game, or one-point lead for the Black Knights.
Yeah, and Tawanda's looking here to get the last shot. You know, sub Dante Ottaviani back in this game here. Going to run some clock. You'll probably start to see him go right around maybe 10 to 12 seconds.
Yeah. And right on cue, there's 11 seconds, and now they go. McClure is on Schroeder, and he is going to take the foul. Not a bad foul.
No.
For Wellsboro. It's only their fourth of the half, so a couple fouls away from the bonus.
I will say, if you're a Black Knight player, you almost feel more comfortable now, because now it's you get it inbounds, and now you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, you were kind of trying to waste maybe 18 to 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get a little sloppy. And
Irish to schooner over to Flynn. He had to kind of wait for Broad's attempt. Shot is long, no good. Board by Hartman, but that will be the end of the half. They got a good look at it, but just long. That is the end of the first half of play. It is the Hornets out of Wellsboro 30 and your Towanda Black Knights 31. We'll be back in a couple minutes here to kind of break down the first half, give a synopsis of what's going on, and look ahead to this week's contest. Again, 31-30, Towanda. All right, so what an exciting first half. We said this game could go two different ways, and I think we nailed it right on the head. We thought, honestly, if Towanda came out slow, it could be a rout. It could be a Wellsboro 30, 40-point game. But then we said if the Black Knights came out and played hard, had a little bit of passion, and shot the basketball well, literally your own words, which they did, and Towanda has a 1-point lead at halftime, 31-30.
It was a little tale of two quarters, too, a little bit. You know, Towanda dominated the first quarter. But as you kind of said, too, 16 points for the Wellsboro Hornets in that first quarter, that's not terrible at all. You know, as a varsity coach, our goal was always 15 a quarter. You know, that gets you to 60. And you're hoping to keep the other team under 10 each quarter. There you go, you win. So, and then in the second quarter, it was all Wellsboro. You know, the Black Knights scored 4 points. You know, looked a little sloppy, turned the ball over more, and Wellsboro really started to dominate the painted areas and take care of the possessions a little bit and got some good looks.
Yeah, you got to feel good if you're Towanda right now, knowing the fact that you can hang with the big dogs. I mean, again, they played Troy tough a couple of days ago in a 10-point loss, and here you go, you're beating the defending champions by a point at halftime. Yeah. So just real quick before I turn it over to Coach Johnson for his keys of how he thinks this game is going to go and what he thinks will what could benefit both teams in the second half. The road ahead this week, Friday, the girls are home. They're scheduled to be home right now against Cowanesque Valley. We should have that call for you the 21st. And then, I'm sorry, that's the boys' game. My fault. The boys are home Friday with Cowanesque Valley.
Oh, I thought they were at Cowanesque.
Is that what it says?
No?
I'm also looking at the no. I'm also looking at Max Preps, not our thing, no. Oh, yeah, Max Preps does have them away. I read that wrong. Sorry. So our next broadcast is going to be Monday the 24th.
Okay.
Home girls game with Cowanesque Valley. The boys are at Cowanesque on Friday, so we will not have that game, obviously. So, Coach, you want to take it away? We got about 4 minutes left here to see what you think should benefit both of these teams going forward, or keys?
Yeah, you know, I started to talk a little bit about it, you know, the kind of the tale of the two quarters a little bit. And for Wellsboro in the second half, it starts with Liam Manning, keeping him involved. You know, he played a lot of minutes. I don't think he came out of the game in that first half. And, you know, he started to really take control in that second quarter, especially getting some paint touches and really controlling the game a little bit, and it kind of settled down the rest of his teammates a little bit. And I think that's something that the Hornets need to make sure that they continue in the second half, is to keep him involved, especially on the offensive end. And got to control the turnovers. I think that was a big part of why Towanda got in such a rhythm offensively, and those shots kept going in. They were getting shots it felt like 10 to 12 seconds there for a while, because they were getting a turnover, and it wasn't really typically big-time forced turnovers that Towanda was, you know, taken away from Wellsboro. It was Wellsboro just kind of a silly travel or just to throw it out of bounds, and it was giving Towanda multiple possessions and kept them in rhythm offensively, and they did a better job in that second quarter. Exactly what they need to do in the second half. They need to control those turnovers. For Towanda, to be honest, you know, thinking about it, we haven't really talked about it, but Dante Ottaviani comes out of that game in the second quarter. And, you know, Towanda scores 4 points. And I'm not saying, you know, Dante has 6 points in this game, but, you know, just some different matchups, especially on the defensive end. And he was doing such a good job on Connor Adams. I think that played a big factor, too. So keeping him in the game, keeping him out of foul trouble, letting him kind of control some offense a little bit, too. And having that threat of Dante being able to take over, especially from that three-point line, I think will be big for Towanda. Also, got to keep those turnovers down. You know, Wellsboro was up in the turnover battle for most of that first half, and Towanda kind of took the lead, and that's not a good lead that you want to have in that turnover game. So you got to keep the turnovers down. And I think part of it, too, is going back to that 1-2-1-1 for Towanda, that pressure. I think that really helped the Black Knights, and especially Elias Schroeder and Tegan Irish, really get involved offensively and being active defensively in that 1-2-1-1 pressure. So I think I'm hopeful that Coach Henry will kind of go back to that look in the second half for Towanda.
You know, it's our first broadcast of 2022. What is it, January 19th?
Yeah.
We're knocking off the rust ourselves, right?
We are.
I just got a message from Coach Ryan Larkham, who has all his Troy connections.
Yes.
And I had to make sure and let you know, everyone, that it was Troy that won the NTL basketball championship last year.
Yeah.
But we were right, because Wellsboro did beat him at the end of the year. But Troy won.
Yes.
So
yes.
our apologies on that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
both really good teams.
They've been the best two teams the
Yeah.
past couple of years. So we won't call them the defending NTL champions anymore. We'll call them really good Wellsboro.
Yes.
Second place.
Yeah.
All right, so both teams are making their way out onto the court here. About a minute to go in halftime. Yeah, I mean, this could be exciting. This could be a really exciting end to this game. Towanda, they have to keep shooting well.
Yeah.
They have to shoot with Wellsboro. I mean, because they're not going to keep Wellsboro down for 16 minutes.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough, but they're capable. We saw that they're capable. It just starts with some of their intensity, especially on defense. And I'm hopeful that Coach Henry and the Black Knights will come out with that same energy. And as a coach, sometimes you have to force it by trying to create some pressure, even if you're going to give up some easy layups every once in a while, like they were doing in that first quarter. But Towanda needs one of these third quarters and fourth quarters that they're going to score 15-plus points in each one of those quarters to win this game.
Should be noted as well that Towanda is doing this without Logan Lambert, too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that until I saw him over there in the crutches. So, all right, we are about 15 seconds away from getting back to action here in the third quarter. It's 31-30 in favor of the Black Knights. We'll see if the Black Knights can pull off the big upset here in the NTL and kind of make this race a little bit crazier than it already is. Again, Wellsboro comes in at 7-1 on the year. Their lone loss was to Troy.
Yeah, this would be one of the bigger wins for Towanda in a long time.
Yep.
It really would.
Yep. And, man, it would just be so nice to see them get that, especially after losing that. We weren't here, but losing that heartbreaker to North Penn Mansfield in overtime on Friday of last week. So we're back underway. Let's see who's out for the Hornets. It is the original five of McClure, Adams, Campbell, Callahan, and Manning. And for the Knights, it's their starting five as well with Irish and Schoonover and Anivani. Ooh, boy.
Good save by McClure.
A lot of energy to start this thing off here for both teams, really. That shot was no good, taken the other direction. It's Anivani, a little out of control. Back, no good by Irish, but it's going to be rebounded by Manning. Tough one.
Yeah, that's got to be one that you have there.
How tall do you think Adams stands? He's not
5'7".
5'7". You give the kid credit. He keeps driving in the middle. Here's Manning, who loves to be down low, gives it out to Campbell. Campbell loves that glass, but that shot's no good. Rebounded there by Schroeder. Minute into this one, still a 1-point lead for the Knights. They have led since the midway point of the first quarter. Aniavani's three, long, no good, rebounded by Campbell.
Really nice pass there by Elias Schroeder, going up in the air, kind of being stuck and finding Dante for a nice open three. Nice shot there by 22 Callahan.
How many points does Callahan have from
That's
the foul
up to
line?
10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They've all been right in that circle there.
The painted area.
Yep, Wellsboro takes their first lead back since midway in the first quarter. Aniavani's three, no good. Rebounded there by Irish. Comes inside on Manning. It's going to be blocked by Manning. Poked out of bounds by Hartman. So Wellsboro has regained the lead here, 32-31, 6:24 to go in the third quarter.
Here's that pressure that we talked about during the half, that 1-2-1-1.
Good pass ahead from Campbell. Campbell gives it to McClure. His shot's no good. Rebounded by Campbell.
Double dribble.
You could have called either way, right? Yep. Double dribble or a travel. They get him for the travel, though. It goes back to Knights off the turnover. Still some energy here in the crowd and on the bench for the Knights. They trail by 1, 2 minutes into the third quarter.
Nice find.
Beautiful. Hartman's bounce to Schoonover goes, and it's back to a 33-32, 1-point lead for the Knights.
Yeah, if you're the Hornets and you're going to play that 2-3, you got to have somebody, playing that high post and low post, because that's going to be open all night, especially if you give up that pass to the high post. That's an easy high-low for a layup every time.
Callahan travels. It's going to be another turnover on the Hornets. Yeah, especially with Justin Schoonover, who does not miss very many shots underneath the rim.
Yeah, for his size and stuff, he's so good around the rim. Little reverse, spins it off the glass.
Great touch.
Good at that stuff.
Irish thought about it, but he's going to pull down and pass to Aniavani. He will shoot a three, though. It's going to be short, no good. Rebounded, tipped out to Adams. Adams can fly, as he does right there, all the way down the court. Shot is good. That is Connor Adams' game. Just straight ahead speed gives Wellsboro a 1-point lead.
You get him on a line, he can fly. Nice shot there by Tegan Irish, big time.
Back to a 2-point lead. Back and forth we go as the lead changes continue here in the third quarter. Both teams making shots. Callahan lost it, but it goes in the hands of Adams. Campbell ball fake. He goes inside, and he's going to be fouled. I think they're going to call it on Schoonover.
And, like I said during halftime.
Hartman. Sorry.
It's okay. Like I said during halftime, you're going to give up some decent looks in this 1-2-1-1 pressure. That's just when you're pressing a team, you're going to give up an easy layup every once in a while. But it's giving the Black Knights energy offensively. So it's one of those kind of, you got to pick your poison a little bit. If it's helping you make some shots, I think that's the way you got to try to survive this second half.
Campbell's first free throw is no good. He'll have one more. And Hayes Campbell's second goes. So 1-point lead again here for Towanda, and that's a double triple. Not a double dribble. And Hartman draws the foul. What do you think of that one, Coach?
Yeah. Sometimes they say it's better to be lucky than good, right?
Did you see the official over there?
Yeah.
He's like, well, we all make mistakes.
They do.
Coach Adams was, I don't know. He couldn't believe it. Regardless, it's Hartman who goes to the line for two. And his first free throw goes. Yeah, that was one of those tough ones where you want to pass, the guy looks away, you try to double pump, and you don't want to throw the ball away. And that happened, but we got the beneficiary of a call there. So Hartman puts in 2 free throws, and it's back to a 3-point lead.
Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of free throws in this game either. It's been a pretty good officiated and a good paced game.
You know something we haven't seen much either? Wellsboro's not shot many threes.
No.
What, 2 maybe?
Yep.
I think they're 1 for 2 maybe.
A lot of that is, their best player, number 14, is dominating the paint, so why go away from it?
And you have Adams who can cut inside like that. But it's a turnover on Wellsboro. Back the other way is Aniavani. Gives it to younger Willie Schroeder. There's a freshman with the basketball. Fires it back to Aniavani. He's like a long three. It's going to be well short, barely hitting the rim. Rebounded by Callahan to Adams. A little too far. And Hayes Campbell's foot touches the end line. It's going to be a turnover.
Right idea.
Just a little too much. Substitution for the Knights as Flynn comes in for Aniavani. And we're going to have a full timeout from Coach Adams and Wellsboro. 4 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. It's Towanda 38, Wellsboro 35. (38-35) our score. 1 team foul apiece for the Knights and for the Hornets. Neither team should have anybody really in foul trouble, and obviously neither team's close to the bonus at this point.
I think the player that maybe I would say has the most is maybe Mason Hartman has 2.
I think Schoonover has 2 as well.
Yeah.
Good hands there. But two's good for our guys, to be honest with you. this point. Good hands there by number 31, Campbell.
Without a doubt.
I mean, we'll take 2 from Schoonover. Campbell comes out of the game, and Cameron Brock comes back in, 54. Those two have been rotating quite a bit in this one.
2-3 zone here by the Hornets.
Schroeder with the basketball to Flynn. Interesting lineup in here right now for the Knights. Schoonover, Hartman, the younger Schroeder, Irish, and Flynn. Good hands there from the defensive specialist Callahan as he gets it into the hands of Adams. This game has been about a 2, 3, 4-point contest this entire third quarter.
Things are tightening up a little bit on offense.
Yep.
Nice move.
Manning with one step to his left and fires it in, puts it a 1-point game.
That's almost impossible to defend for any of these Black Knights. If Liam Manning can make that shot,
he's just so tall.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough.
Flynn fires a 3 long, no good. Another rebound from Callahan. So the last 2 possessions, Callahan also has 2 rebounds and a steal. Inside again to Manning. Hartman really playing him tough, chesting him up. Good hands there by the Knights, but it does fall into the hands of Callahan. Back inside to Manning again. Doubled off by Flynn. Flynn, good hands.
Oh.
And that somehow goes to
I think they're going to conference this one.
Yeah, Coach Adams was pleading his case over there. I think that was knocked out by Flynn, right?
I was actually surprised Mason Hartman didn't grab that ball after.
Yeah.
He was kind of watching it, and I think Manning was watching it only because he knew that he hadn't touched it. So it was kind of a awkward situation there when the ball was about to go out of bounds. But I think they got the call right on this one.
Just like you said, kudos to the officials, not, just taking time, coming together, and making the right call there. So Wellsboro does keep possession there. Good defense by Flynn. Manning gets it out to Callahan. A short, no good. Rebounded there by Schroeder. Flynn the other way, gives it a Schoonover. He goes one-on-one with Manning out to Willie Schroeder. Pump fakes. It'll be taken away, though, in the skip pass by Callahan. Callahan is left-handed. His shot's no good, but he does draw the block from Hartman. That's a big foul. Third on 22.
Yeah, Callahan's playing really tough, really all night long. He's like you said, he's kind of doing everything for the Hornets. But
Kid's built, too.
Yeah.
He's got some pretty big pipes. I think he was their running back in the football team, too. Him and Adams both. He's a rugged dude. They have a lot of different style of athletes on this Wellsboro team.
Yep.
They got a little, shouldn't say little, but they have a quicker Connor Adams, kind of like a bruiser type, and Callahan. His first free throw was no good, by the way. Then you have the tall, lengthy Manning. And you have a couple big boys in Campbell and Brock.
Yeah, Drew Manning's not small either.
Yeah, he looks pretty. We're going to assume again as his brother. He looks a lot like him, very lengthy and tall. Second free throw from Callahan goes, and we are tied at 38 with 2:20 to go in the third quarter. 2-3 again.
Yep.
McClure's going to run all over the place here. And we have another turnover. This time Aniavani loses where he's at and steps out of bounds back to the Hornets.
Dante's just been a little out of rhythm since that first quarter. Not that he's playing poorly or anything, but just a little different.
Big turnover there as Drew Manning picks up his pivot foot and travels. The Towanda faithful really let him have it right there. A lot of yelling. Back to the Knights, 2 minutes left. Oh, yeah, Liam Manning's out. I didn't even notice that, right? So a chance here for the Knights with Liam Manning on the bench. Drew's in right now. He influenced that shot to be short, no good. And it's going to go to Wellsboro. Right now for the Hornets, it's, well, here, just as I say that, Liam Manning steps up. He's going to come right back in the game. He'll take out McClure. So you have the Manning boys, Brought, Adams, and Callahan.
This is a big lineup for the Hornets.
Mm-hmm.
Adams, I would consider Callahan a guard, but Adams is kind of really the only true guard right now on the floor for the Hornets.
Agreed. Adams somehow gets between the legs. Manning with a nasty move on Octavius Chacona off of the backboard good. So Wellsboro takes a 2-point lead. Their biggest lead since the first quarter. Flynn's pass is taken away by Adams. Again, he was one-on-one with Schroeder. And Schroeder influences a very bad shot, but it goes out of bounds off of Chacona back to the Hornets.
They're going to call a foul here, I believe.
Oh, they did?
Yep, we got an over the back. Not sure on who.
We'll see
Callahan.
In a second. Yeah, that's the first foul on Callahan, as hard as he plays. I didn't hear that one. So a minute left, third quarter. See if the Knights can tie it or take the lead here. Good pass by Flynn, but it can't be handled by Chacona. It'll stay with the Knights, though. Tipped out of bounds by the Hornets.
And some really nice passing there by the Black Knights. You know, Chacona just had a little bit of a bobble there, and that's usually all it takes for the defense to catch up, and kind of a missed opportunity.
Schroeder inbounds to Adiavani, and he is going to be hand-checked. I believe that's on Adams. Third team foul on Wellsboro. Well, that's Adams' third foul.
Yep. Going to get a substitution here for him.
And he's going to come out. Yeah, you don't want to. Wow.
Going to leave him.
Thought you wouldn't want to risk a fourth foul with a minute left, but they will.
Trust his player there.
Trust his kid, right?
Yep. Yeah, true.
So under a minute to go here, Towanda trying again to tie this up or take the lead on this possession. Flynn gets it around to Adiavani. Back to Flynn. Flynn tries and does get it into Schoonover. Back down to Adiavani. Tough contested three. Long, no good. Schoonover fights for the rebound. It's going to go to the hands of Adiavani. And Coach Henry saw some trouble and call full timeout. 34 seconds to go, third quarter. It's 38 for the Knights, 40 for the Hornets. We'll be back shortly. Can I tell you a joke, Coach Johnson?
Yeah, I would love one.
One of my kids told me this morning in school. I might have told you the other day at our trip. I can't remember. I think I did. I'll still say it anyway. So I asked my mom if I could go out for dinner, and I asked her if I want to go to McDonald's. And she said, we can go to McDonald's if you can spell it for me. So I went M-C. I stopped, and I said, you know what, Mom? We can just go to KFC.
That's a good one.
One of my kids said to me this morning, and it was the best, setup and punchline I've ever heard.
That was good, especially coming from a second grader.
It was during class. Of course, it was right during class. I was in the middle of teaching, but All right, Schroeder with the basketball. He's looking for the final shot. 15 seconds to go. Flynn's gonna pop a three. Long, no good. Chance for Wellsboro now. 10 seconds left. Callahan with another rebound down the other way.
Got to get a stop here for Towanda. Got to keep it within two.
Callahan's three short, no good. Good rebound by Flynn, and that will be the end of the third quarter. 40-38, Wellsboro leads by 2. We're going to take a quick 30-second break, and we'll be right back here for the final quarter from Towanda. All right, we are ready for the final quarter. 8 minutes of basketball is going to decide this one. Will Wellsboro go to 8-1, or will the Black Knights celebrate one of their biggest upsets in the last few years, like you mentioned earlier, Coach? Going to be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, what would you say would be the next biggest one?
Man, I can't even think of one, honestly.
Maybe,
I mean, we beat Milton last year.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, it was Milton. They weren't.
Maybe you could. My first year.
Wyalusing? That's the next one I thought of.
Kick him out of districts.
That's the next one I thought of. Yeah, that Wyalusing low-scoring game. It's been a few years.
It has.
So, all right.
Shot.
So right off the bat, Ani shot's no good. Rebounded by Manning. So we're just underway, fourth quarter. Wellsboro hold a 2-point lead. It's been back and forth since halftime. First quarter, Tawanda held a big lead.
Who's going to step up offensively for the Black Knights? 7 points in that third quarter. They're not going to do it to win this game.
Yeah, so there's Manning right on cue in the other block. He makes a shot and one opportunity foul on Chacona. Yeah, and it's not a knock on Dante, but Dante's not having a very, great shooting night tonight.
Yeah.
Someone's got to step up. In the first quarter, it was Elias Schroeder. We have not heard much about Elias in the last 3 quarters.
No, I don't think he scored since the first quarter. Same thing with Dante. I don't think they have any points. They were 13 and 6 points respectively.
Well, we have 11 points since the first quarter total.
Yep.
43-38 as Manning makes his and one opportunity. 5-point lead for Wellsboro, by far their biggest lead since the first quarter of action. Schoonover gets it into Hartman. Gotta be careful with Manning on you. Good Devo.
Bailed out there.
Yes, he was. Hartman never stopped working and draws the foul on Manning. And we'll go to the line and shoot 2. Second foul on Manning, so he's okay. 3 team fouls on the Black Knights, 4 on the Hornets.
Yeah, and if you're Mason Hartman here, you took a tough shot there, got kind of a little bit bailed out with a foul there. These free throws are important. Knocks down the first. That's a big shot.
4-point game now.
Technically, they're all big shots now.
Yeah. Second one in and out, no good. Nice. Rebounded by Irish, and he puts it in. Great play by the sophomore. 2-point game now. Up to McClure. McClure gets into the middle, gives it over to Adams. Adams did not want the 3, stepped in a couple steps, but drills the 15-footer to make it a 4-point game again.
That shot of his from that 15 to 18 feet is pretty smooth.
It's the best. Oh, good steal there by Adams. Just so quick. But he's blocked. Oh, but they're going to get the foul on the arm for Schoonover. Almost a beautiful recovery from 44. I will say Wellsboro's the best long 2-point shooting team I've seen.
Yeah, that mid-range game.
They're very good at it.
Yeah.
And they take them. They're not a 3-point shooting team. They'll go in a couple steps and take those long 2s.
And that's coached up a little bit too. If you're not a great 3-point shooting team, why do it?
Get closer, yeah. Adams' first free throw rattles in. Second is also good. 6-point lead now for Wellsboro. 6:45 to go in the game. Irish with the basketball. It's the starting lineup for the Knights right now. Man, I'll tell you what, McClure and Adams are starting to do work defensively. Yes. They're starting to fly around now. Nearly stolen away by McClure, that one. Here is Schoonover, gives it to Irish. Irish's 3's short, no good. And again, poked out nicely by Adams. Gets over the way to Callahan. He is blocked by Irish.
Get out of here.
Other way, Schroeder for 2. Long, no good. Fighting inside with Schoonover.
Stays there. Had a foul on Wellsboro.
Ooh. Well, Schoonover was 1 on 4 there and somehow drew the foul. Good work there by 44, the junior Schoonover. They're going to call that on Campbell, his second, team 5th.
Attack.
Irish in the paint, long, no good. Rebounded by Campbell. That tipped away? I kind of looked down for a second, yeah. So it stays with Wellsboro. Exactly 6 minutes to go now.
I like to see that last shot from Tegan Irish, though. Be aggressive. Even that little pull-up from 10 feet away, I think that was a good look.
Tell you what, Mason Hartman doing everything he can down low, but that was Liam Manning coming from the other side to clean up the glass. 49-41 now, 8-point lead for Wellsboro. Here's Aniavani. Tries to get inside. Pass is taken away, though. Here comes Adams the other way. Takes on the whole Knights team, but he travels before that errant shot, and it will be going back to the Knights. Flynn comes back in. He will replace Schoonover. Coach Henry's heated now.
A little fired up. You know, this is something, too, while the Black Knights are dribbling this up. You know, I have, after that first quarter, missed shot there by Irish, but after that first quarter, I have Wellsboro Hornets only with 6 turnovers the rest of the game so far.
Wow.
I think that's a big part. You know, and that could be a little skewed. I might have missed one or two, but
not a lot of wasted possessions.
Exactly.
Can live with missed shots. Wellsboro kind of content here to run some time off the clock. We are under 5 minutes now in the ball game. That's a tough shot from Callahan, but man, is he good at it. Hits another one, and it's now a 10-point game.
Well, 2-3 zone. You know, the Black Knights have gotten away a little bit from getting it to that foul line area to get some easy ones to loosen up that defense. It's got to go.
Schroeder shot no good. Rebounded by Aniavani. His shot short. Man, what a nice rebound from Hartman. Hartman's doing work down low. He's pushing with shoot two.
Yeah, it was good hustle play that by Hartman. You can kind of feel the energy start to leave the Black Knights, but, you know, Mason Hartman's still out there hustling and working hard on the offensive glass.
And he always will, too.
He sure will.
Hartman's first is long, no good. Second free throw for Hartman does go, cuts it to 9. So Tawana's got to play this thing almost perfect these last 4.5 minutes here. Trailing by 9 to 7-1, Wellsboro.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple stops here and some good possessions to get some easy ones down at the other end, whether that be getting fouled to the free throw line, an easy layup, a 3 goes down. Cut this thing within, 4 or 5 points with 2 minutes to go. You'll have a shot to win it.
Wellsboro running a really smooth offense right now, just distributing the ball around the horn. They got it under 4 minutes now. Yeah, and Callahan's going to draw the blocking foul on Irish. That is the 5th foul on the Knights. Wellsboro has 6. First on Irish. Here's Adams with the hoop, or the basketball, I should say.
They're going to be content running some clock here offensively.
Callahan just, drove by everybody. It's Campbell, it's Flynn, it's
White.
White ball, yeah. Good fight there from Flynn.
You know, Grady Flynn deserves a lot of credit on that possession defensively because he was really the only Black Knight to have a chance of that ball, and he got a tip there and then, kind of knocked it towards that sideline and knocked it off the Hornets there and kind of got an extra possession for the Black Knights.
Well, not easy to do against Callahan and Campbell, so a real nice job from number 5. So Tawana's got to start scoring some buckets here. They don't need to be threes yet, but you got to start having some good possessions because we are almost at the 3-minute mark now. Tawana really struggling those entry passes right now. Wellsboro seems to be timing those up a lot better than they did in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're guarding that free throw line a lot better than they did in the first half, really, even. And that's basically, I think, a lot of it has to do with the threat of the three-pointer not going in for the Black Knights lately. This is not good.
No, Adams again can fly. He gets all the way down, blocked by Irish, but...
Man, that's a tough break for Tegan Irish. I thought that was a nice athletic block.
They're going to say they got him with the arm. Man, Tegan Irish is a great athlete,
he
too.
Is. Yeah.
Only a sophomore.
Second or third chase down block.
Yep.
Looking like LeBron James out there.
Yeah. Adams' first free throw in and out, no good. Second free throw long, no good. Fight for the rebound again. Got to go into the hands of Schroeder. Schroeder goes right at Callahan. Ooh, they're going to give him the and one in the continuation there. It's going to be a blocking foul on Callahan, I do believe. And Schroeder will line for a three-point opportunity. It is on Callahan. It's only his second, team's 7th.
Really tough shot there by Elias Schroeder.
He was behind the hoop almost, or behind the basket almost. His free throw goes, so it's down to 6.
I got it.
And Wellsboro touches the baseline there, so it's a turnover back to the Knights. Coach Adams is talking about something. Shot long, no good for Schroeder. Stays with the Knights off the tip.
This is a very, very big possession. We talked about wanting to get it between that maybe 4, 5, 6 range, and although it's 6 points right now, with the way the offense have been, kind of hot and cold with the Black Knights, if they can get one here, momentum starts to really swing their way.
2 minutes and 45 seconds. It's Irish to Aniavani, back to Irish. Juan has been firing up a lot of threes here lately that have been long. It's Aniavani again. Short, no good, rebounded by Callahan. And Callahan is going to be fouled, and it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Wellsboro.
Maybe not necessarily the guy that you wanted to foul that far away from the basket either, but
nope.
It's not the worst thing that could happen right now.
No. Schoonover comes into the game for Flynn.
And these turn into really big free throws for the Hornets. That's really where it's going to start getting into the end of the game here. Towanda might have to look into fouling a little bit, and if the Hornets can get some free throws in, they have a good chance of sealing this win.
I think they were checking Hartman for blood or something there. He says he's fine. Yeah, Callahan's the senior. His first free throw is good. Probably the kid you want there if you're Wellsboro.
Yeah.
Coach Henry is going to take a full timeout, though, and talk it over with 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go. 7-point lead, Wellsboro. All right, as we resume play here, Callahan's going to shoot one more. Both teams have all 5 of their starters in the game. Callahan's second shot is also good. 8-point game. Both teams are in the bonus. 2.5 to go.
No wasted possessions here if you're Towanda. Everything's got to be a good look. A drive to the basket. You got to take care of the ball. You got the.
That's not. Oh, but couldn't handle it though. Could Campbell? He gives it over. Here's Schroeder into Hartman. He loses the handle on it. Taken by Adams, and he will be fouled. Yep, it's got to be a little crisper with our passes.
Yeah.
And hang on to him.
Yeah, that wasn't a terrible pass. Getting it inside to the paint. Mason Hartman has been able to hit that little 6 to 8 footer before. You got to catch it first and be ready to make a play.
This time it will be Connor Adams who will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. He's missed some free throws. Hartman also has 4 fouls on him. Another miss, too, by Adams. It's taken by Schoonover.
Yeah, I think Adams was 4 for 4 earlier in the game. He's missed his last 3.
Yep. You'd think he'd be a good free throw shooter. A good take. That was Irish going right at Liam Manning and draws the blocking foul.
And that's the possession that, I was kind of hinting at. You either have that corner three with Elias, but you drive it hard first and maybe get fouled, maybe get a layup opportunity, but now you're hopefully scoring some points with no time coming off the clock. So that's the big thing right now, being down 8 points with 2 minutes left.
So Coach Henry is going to take out Hartman with 4 fouls, and Coach Adams is going to keep Liam Manning in the game with 4 fouls. That was his 4th. Shot no good, rebounded by Callahan.
Got to make the free throws too, though. That's the big part.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, good double there
so
by Irish.
Quick. McClure passes up a 3. He'd rather run some time off the clock. 8-point lead for Wellsboro. We're down to 1:45 to go in the game. Liam Manning gets the ball in the paint. His shot is no good, and he's going to be fouled, though, by Schoonover.
Schoonover not happy about that one.
No, he was not. I think it looked like Manning almost went into him on the shot.
Yeah, I think it was more about Schoonover's position. Kind of had to jump towards the middle of the court where Liam was kind of going at the rim.
Yep. 4th foul on Schoonover, too. It was. Tell you what, Liam Manning's missing free throws tonight, too. First one is no good. Schoonover comes out with his 4th foul. In comes Flynn. Hartman comes back in as well. Out goes the younger Schroeder, Willie.
Little surprise there. Coach Henry took out Schoonover there with 1:45 left.
Yeah. Seems like when they got their 4th foul, both of them came out. We'll see how long he keeps Schoonover out, but, I mean, you only got 1:40. You got 100 seconds to do something here. Pass is taken away by Manning. And here comes Adams. You'd expect Wellsboro to run some clock here with a 9-point lead and 1.5 to go.
Way too many turnovers since that first quarter. The Black Knights have kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit with just unforced stuff.
Tough shot by Adams. He finally gets that scooping left hand to go. This time it makes an 11-point game. One other thing, too, Coach. 27 points at the end of the first quarter, and we're sitting right now at 45.
Yeah, 18 points after that. It's just not going to cut it.
And 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Shot no good. Rebounded by number 31. That is Hayes Campbell. So we're at exactly 1 minute to go here. It's an 11-point lead for Wellsboro. They really clamped down in the second half. Callahan drills another 15-footer, and it's now a 13-point. Yeah. I mean, you got to give Tawana fall hard. Good take there by Irish. But you got to give Wellsboro credit. They are they're a 7-1 team for a reason. That's a really nice pass from Manning, yeah. Hayes had to put it on the court once, but he will travel. Stays at 11-point game. Schoonover will now come back into the game, taking out Hartman. Regardless of how this one ends, and it doesn't look good for Tawana right now, you got to give Tawana credit. They went toe-to-toe with one of the best in the NTL tonight.
Yeah, they did everything early on, too, that, told you that, they could win this game. And, you knew you weren't going to shoot the ball that well as they did in the first quarter the entire game. And, that's almost impossible is how well they were shooting it. But, it really should have carried over just a little bit more. Their, energy kind of fell off a little bit. Maybe that hot start did them an injustice a little bit, too. Steal there.
Connor Adams ran right into a wall there, and he got stolen away. Good take in 2. So Tawana cuts this thing down to 9 with 20 seconds left. Coach Henry's going to take a timeout. We'll stay here.
Yep.
So, man, Tawana played Troy tough, losing by, I think it was like 10 to 12 at the end of it. Leading and tied with Athens going into the 4th quarter before falling in that one, and then leading Wellsboro at halftime. The 3 best teams in the large school Tawana has been in games with these past couple weeks. So,
it's been one of those things where we've seen it more in the last few years, where there's been a lot of close games, whether it be low scoring and tight, whether it be high scoring and, kind of in it for a while. But it just seems like just a few mistakes here and there, or, a missed opportunity or a missed shot or just a little lull of 2 or 3 minutes. And, when there's not a big difference in talent, those little lulls in games come back to bite you. And that's kind of what we see a little bit of a pattern so far with the Black Knights. Is, we see just kind of that little bit of a fall off every once in a while. But they are a capable team. We saw that in the first quarter, that this team is good enough to win some of these games. They just got to put 4 quarters together.
And I by no means want this to sound negative, because it's not, but this is a young Tawana team that, let's be honest, they have to learn how to win.
Yeah.
They don't know. I mean, it's not their fault. They just haven't had a lot of success the last few years, and Wellsboro knows how to win.
Yeah.
Because that's all they've been doing the past 7-8 years. So
maybe longer than that.
Yeah, so first shot's good for McClure.
But these guys will turn it around.
Oh, definitely.
And Coach Henry's doing a lot of great things. These boys are working hard. You can still tell they're passionate about coming out here and playing. So there's a lot of positives. And this game shouldn't be looked at as a negative. That's a really good Wellsboro team.
Oh, yeah.
And Tawana did a lot of really good things tonight. And I think the biggest thing that really bit them tonight was the turnovers. I mean, they having 20, 25 turnovers really hurt them tonight.
Aniavani may take the last shot as now he hits a nice 3 to make this thing a 7-point respectable looking end result. So that is going to be the end of the game. It is going to be the Wellsboro Green Hornets advancing to 8-1, 59, and our Tawana Black Knights with a very valiant effort falling in this one with 52. We're going to really quick recap what we saw in this one, and Coach Johnson is going to give us his unofficial stats and talk about our next broadcast. So, Coach, basically, we've been talking about the past couple minutes. It was a Tawana team that came in hot, shot the ball extremely well in the first quarter, 27 points, looked good, but we knew who was on the other side of the court, on the other side of the chairs. And Wellsboro did what they needed to do, acted like a team that was 7-1, clamped down defensively, and comes out of here, escapes here with a 7-point win.
And I honestly think a lot of this game was even. And I think Tawana played better in a lot of aspects in this game. I think there's a lot of positives. But that one thing, the turnovers, it gave a really, really good team on kind of an off night too many chances to correct it. And I think the Hornets finally did find kind of their rhythm, especially in that second, but especially in the second half, the third quarter, really found their rhythm offensively and defensively. And it's hard to do that once a good team finds that.
Be interesting to see how the second game goes in Wellsboro. All right, Coach, you want to throw down the stats real quick, and we'll sign off for the night?
Yep. For the Wellsboro Hornets tonight, Peyton McClure, number 4, had 1 point. Connor Adams, number 5, had 14. Liam Manning, number 14, had 19 points. Darren Callahan with a big night, number 22, with 17 points. Hayes Campbell, number 31, had 3. Cameron Brout, number 54, had 4. For the Tawana Black Knights, Dante Ottaviani with 9 points. Elias Schroeder with 16. Mason Hartman, number 22, with 4. Tegan Irish, number 23, led the Black Knights with 17. And Justin Schoonover with 4 points.
All right, so we live in the world of COVID and cancellations and postponements and snowstorms, but as of right now, our next broadcast is set to be this next coming Monday with Cowanesque Valley. The Lady Indians come to town, but who knows? Things could get postponed or games could be inserted. We're not sure, but regardless, whenever the next game is, look for us on Facebook or Twitter, wherever we're at. We'll get you out to the. We'll let you know when the game is at and follow along if you will. And it's Coach Clark with Coach Johnson to my right signing off. Again, the final score in this one, the Wellsboro Green Hornets 59, the Tawana Black Knights 52. Have a good night and stay safe.